Hey everybody, it's Triple Rage guys, and today I'm actually going to be taking a look at a ribbon for the Attica. Now this one's actually something kind of different. It's got what most people might consider a very terrible negative actually, and it is still really quite interesting and something I never quite played around with, and it actually works pretty damn good if I do say so myself. So we'll jump right into the build. So the build's pretty standard what I go with. Oddly enough, most Attica ribbons I seem to get end up being a D polarity, which I find is kind of interesting. But we've got standard split chamber serration, Stormbringer infected clip, point strike and vital sense for that, crit chance it's got. Now this is where it gets interesting. Normally I run piercing caliber because it is typically a puncture weapon. With this ribbon, however, you'll notice it's just slash and impact with the corrosive on here. The reason being is the ribbon, so it's 236.2% damage, 180.8 crit chance, 59.5 damage to Grenier, and then minus 122.3 puncture. Now, it's not the best, and puncture is the main damage time, so like I said, I normally run piercing caliber, which if you run it, it still gives you 871.3 puncture, which is pretty good considering it's got that base damage increase on it, so not terrible. However, take that off, completely removes the puncture on there. So I did try to push it a little bit more slash, so it's slash, impact, and a lot of corrosive. 107.7 crit chance, and then a 4.4 multiplier, so it does crit for pretty good damage. It's not like the most amazing, but it crits pretty well. I'll go ahead and show you guys now. So this is going to be slash base. The status chance is not amazing on the Attica, but it will suffice. In a 20 round clip, it will work very, I was going to say regularly, I guess, but it's not even that fantastic. Four shots. Now, had one of those been a slash proc, I could have got it in 3. Now, here's where it starts to get interesting. With that additional damage to Grenier. See, none of these have actually slash proc yet, which in the test I had been doing, I'd usually gotten 1 or 2 by now. But even then, its damage output is not terrible. There's some corrosive proc. See if I can't get at least one slash proc. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so the slash procs are pretty solid. I thought about running Hunter's Munitions. If I were to take point strike off and just run the ribbon, it would be about 70.7% crit chance. So still pretty viable crit chance there. And for Hunter Munitions, definitely would not be terrible to run that. I did consider doing that. Yeah, corrosive though, man. Oh, that's quite a bit. So yeah, all in all, I gotta say, for the slash Attica, I was pretty well impressed. There we go. Now you get a slash proc and see just how much. Man, that's almost procking for about what, 3,900. Jeez, that is, yeah, that's a pretty decent slash proc. But like I said, one of the other optional builds I kind of was considering doing was actually, let's see, swapping point strike for this Hunter Munitions, which it's 70.2%. So that should be pretty good for proccing that slash procs. That should suffice. And even if I were to drop off the vital sense, I could consider doing that just to make sure I get that, come on. And that still does some pretty decent damage. Okay, yeah. I mean, especially against the Grenier, this Grenier faction definitely going to take a lot more damage with that additional Man, look at that. Got something drop. Yeah, if you get an orange crit though with the slash proc, you can one-shot these bombards, and it's pretty much GG. And that was over half of its health in one shot right there. Yeah, this Attica ribbon, I mean, for one roll, it's not the best by any means, but holy cow, I gotta say, it's pretty fun. Honestly, could go either way for me right now, since it's not, you know, I'm not super like, oh, I gotta have this or I gotta have that or whatnot. So I'm gonna stick the point strike on for right now and leave that. The hunter munitions is nice, but even without the hunter munitions, like if I'm just trying to kill things real quick, like, here, let's see, I can wipe these guys out pretty quick. Like, it's like, okay, let's see, come on. That's the beauty of the Attica too, is the Attica is, you know, it's an auto. So I can just be like, alright, yeah, I just want to kind of kill things. And then, yeah, if I let the slash proc, sure, I can kill things. So, yeah, all in all, this Attica, very interesting, very different than what I normally go with. But with the numbers it had, I was very tempted and I kind of had to go with it. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.